Turn on again. And now it should be working on YouTube. Let's check. Okay, seems to be working. So, welcome everybody. Hey Cocoa Penguin, welcome to the stream. So today I'm gonna do a little bit of a Demozoo maintenance, and if you don't know what the hell Demozoo is, then this is probably not very interesting for you. If you do know what it is, or well, if you don't, here's the explanation. It's a database for demo scene stuff, and I'm a part of it, and I've been helping with some things with it, and I've been trying to bring it up to, I call it the poet parity. Hey Totet Matt, how you doing? So I've been working for quite a few months now on different things. Through the maintenance on Demozoo, there's this special page where you list all of the groups with potential matches between the IDs in Poet and the IDs on Demozoo. And the idea is that we try to bring this list down to 0 so that all groups that exist on Demozoo with the Poet ID have the same productions or more on Demozoo side, so we don't have to search for things in Poet. Whatever we would go to Poet to search for, we would now find on Demozoo. This list used to have like over 1,000 groups, and I've been chimming at it every single week, like 10 groups, 20 groups every single week, bringing it down, and now we're down to 49. So very close to being just one more week, but also at the same time, there are quite a few groups that are a bit hard to clear off, like, I don't know, ESO, where you have 310 to 100 productions on Poet side. So that's going to take a while to bring down to parity. But I'm going to work on these a few more, and then I'm going to show you also some other things that I've been working on for Demozoo as well that is somehow related. First things first, let's try to get rid of Hema. That's very important piece of digital art. Disqualified at Wired 96. Let's see if it exists at Wired 96 or not. The main idea is that you go through this list. If you see the name matching, you match them directly. Just click here and click there, and automatically you're adding the Poet ID. If you don't, you can click the insert button to insert it to the database, fill out the missing fields, and this is actually user script stuff that I did specifically for it. Or you can check the Poet link and read more information about it and understand why it's not yet on Demozoo and if it should be or not. Anyways, we're 96. Let's see if this demo is listed there as disqualified or not. Nothing disqualified here. Nothing from Hema at all in the stuff. So, okay. We can add this Hema production. What platform is this? DOS? Like the proper thing. And usually some of these things are automatically filled out, especially for Commodore 64 productions. I did special scripts to do that. And I can add stuff. And then I can go to the party place and add it as disqualified. Exactly this. Done. Okay. So one more production added to Demozoo now. And now you can see it here. And it automatically grabs all of the links that exist on Poet. So if there's like a YouTube link or stuff like that, it adds them automatically on Demozoo. I did the user script to do that auto magic as well, so it's less clicks to get stuff on board. And if I had patience, I would also do like the credits of stuff. But this is Hema, which is a joke group from Holland, so I don't think I really care about credits for this properly. Maybe one day. Anyways, Hema crack intro number 1. I'm curious if it's the same as that one. Let's take a look real quick. And usually I go directly to CSDB because CSDB has more information. In this case, it's already been deleted from CSDB. So this questions if the entry in Poet is up to date or not. Balloonancy. Let's check if it's the same. It doesn't look the same by the screenshot. Let's take a look at Hema. Is there anything called balloon something? Balloonancy 2+4? So I think from the name of the file here that you see, I think it's the intro that comes with that crack. Or at least that's what they wanted to do, but they just named it crackthrow number 1 instead of balloonancy. We can just run this and see if it's exactly this one or not. And I do have Conduit installed and ready to rock. And you probably will hear music as well. Let's see if it looks anything like the Poet screenshot or not. Yes, it does. So it is the same as Balloonancy. So I can just add Balloonancy, double check if Balloonancy is already here, which doesn't appear to be. And I will insert it, but call it Balloonancy instead. And link to that Poet page. Though the Poet page is wrong. Because the problem with the Commodore 64 productions on Poet is that everyone uses CSDB, they don't check Poet. So it ends up that a lot of the links on Poet for, well, not a lot, but some of them are often broken. So this is the correct version. And I could also edit this one and write proper information here as well. And sometimes the moderators on Poet don't really believe me and they deny it, or they disagree with me and they deny it, but I try to submit it whenever I see something extremely broken. In this case, also adding the Demozoo ID. Hey Basara, how you doing? And not very interesting to listen, it's more of a viewable thing, but you might learn something as well, or want to discuss something. Unfortunately, the download URL can't be changed here directly, like the name can be changed, but the download URL can't, which is unfortunate. So I have to change the download link as well. Is this link even, maybe it is working? Yes, okay, so it is working. I don't even need to change the download link. Cool. Just the CSDB link was wrong. Oh, and that one I edited wrong. And now if I edit again, so that was my mistake. Put all the new information. So this CSDB ID has been deprecated. This one needs to be on its place instead. And the CSDB, the Demozoo ID is this one. Okay, so now there will be 2 requests and someone will complain, oh my god, there are 2 requests for the same thing, although they are slightly different. Anyways, moving on. I don't care about Poet, I'm more interested in Demozoo, because Demozoo is the more complete database anyways. So if people want to keep adding stuff to Poet, they can knock themselves out. I'm going to be focusing on Demozoo instead. Jailbird's Nightmare doesn't seem to exist. We can just add it. So these ones are quick. You just need to double check they are not listed here yet. Cute. And sometimes if they are, if they were released at a party, You need to double check that as well, because they might be listed at the party like without a credit name or something like that. Not sure if it's Gus or Gus only, or I guess I have to check Puet again. The info file in particular. It says Gus here, so usually when it says DOS Gus, it's Gus only. When it's for both, usually has MS-DOS and MS-DOS Gus. So I'm gonna go with Gus only and hope that it's correct. And we already fixed some, we already added one before, which was this one. That was also Gus only, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna add a tag here as well. And tags are not really that important, but it's convenient. Eventually you will want to add them, so I might as well do it now if you have the page open. Microprong doesn't seem to exist. Add it. Nata's upload for Mofo party plan. Okay, just add. Most of the Commodore 64 stuff isn't on the database yet, so those are usually easier to add. Sometimes you need to double check the name of the stuff. This for Windows seems legit. And the coming for Commodore 64. And this one I recognize this screen, so I looked at this before. Okay, and now HEMA is up to parity, which is awesome. So one group done. Let's go through some more. So this list only gets synchronized every single Wednesday. So even if I already did HEMA, it still says here 7 versus 8 unmatched. But I know that this one not fixed. Like both of these 4 are already fixed, and I also fixed some stuff from down here. Let's go through something else that's hard, like Okuto Force, for example. Should take a little bit of a while. But it's probably mostly all for Commodore 64, which is usually relatively easy. Either it's listed here or it doesn't exist on the database yet. 64 pick extender. Sometimes you have to search a little bit, especially on groups that have like a lot of releases. It can be really hard to search for stuff because the name can be slightly different and then just screw everything up. Pick and dog Kuyo. I'm looking for a pick extender. Okay, should be fine. Take a look at the official name. Oh, it's a tool. Okay. And it also exists on Commodore 64. Okay. So all the platforms, Linux, Windows, Commodore 64, I believe also Mac was available. Yes, Mac Intel. I think it's Mac OS. Mac OS Classic refers to the old PPC stuff, and Mac OS is both the Intel and M1 stuff. I believe. I think. I hope. Let's double check that. Yes, Mac OS X and upwards. Okay. So yeah. Raster Effects line editor. Seems a similar demo tool. Let's add Mac as well. So usually I do this like every night, at least an hour or something like that. Sometimes I go down some rabbit holes and end up doing a few other things, like adding credits to random things or seeing that a group is missing something from CSTB and adding that as well. Sometimes a group had multiple names associated with it and you would have to split it up. into multiple groups on Demozoo to have it properly differentiated. That happened quite a few times, especially with generic names. That was reused by several different things. Like the latest one that I did was the Sharks, and there existed like at least 3 different the Sharks, 2 in Amiga and 1 on Commodore 64. Still a bit wondering if the Commodore 64 is related to one of the Amiga instances or not, but I had to separate those at first and before proceeding stuff. Derby RAM, not listed here. Adding. Did you say sinusoidal? Search for sinusoidal. Seems clear. And another thing that I sometimes check is check the CSTV page afterwards, because if it says like that it was released at a party in here somewhere, I might need to add that information as well. And it's easier to check afterwards than before. So yeah. Game for unknown platform. Let's take a look. The VIC-20. Some of these platforms are automatically detected because the name is exactly the same. The others are slightly different, so they don't automatically detect. I could put some information on my script to handle that, but I was just too lazy because the platforms don't happen that much, so I was more worried with the more like the Amigas and the Commodore 64 and some of the Ataris. Those I sort of fixed. More obscure stuff like the VIC-20, I couldn't be bothered to put that. Halloween 14th anniversary celebration. Let's see if there's anything about Halloween. 2023, 2019. This one was 2020. No, it just said 40th anniversary. So which year was this? 2018. Not listed here yet, so let's add it. Heavy Metal Deluxe. Nothing. Another thing that sometimes need to do is to capsulate properly the release names, because the default standard on Demozoo is to have the first letter in high case, while Poet doesn't care. They never cared. Well, I didn't implement a standard when I was there, and Gargai apparently hasn't implemented a standard yet, and moderators just do randomly as they see fit. So there's no real logic to the naming, but on CSTB they high case the first letter, so it's very similar to what we have at Demozoo. HF intro 4, this one might be around. We have intro 11. Let's also take a look at what Crystal Castles, Puppies, and Pyjamarama. Maybe one of them is added. So first searching for 4, nothing. Intro 4, nothing. Pyjamarama is not listed. Crystal Castles plus 4 pick. And we try to do a distinguishment between the crack intro itself and the crack game applied to the thing. So in this case, this intro, HF intro 04, has 2 entries on CSTB. Has the intro, or is the entry for the intro itself, and has the entry for the crack itself, which is Crystal Castles. So what I'm checking right now is if this Crystal Castles is the one referring to this one, if it's already listed, and it seems to be. Yep. So this one is already listed, but since this is like the original intro and just the archive of the intro, we still usually add it to the database as a separate thing. So I'm gonna keep doing that, and I'm gonna keep using the HF intro standard that we apparently use in some places. Intro 27. This one doesn't use that standard. Take a look. Oh, it's Alpha Flight and Okuto Force. That's why it has a different naming, because it was a collaboration. Weird that here only says Alpha Flight. But if on CSTB it has both names, I'm gonna add both of them. And when did I first add this? It might have been when I was doing the Alpha Flight thing, 2023, so 6 months ago. So, okay, HF intro 4, I can just add it as it is. When there are a lot of numberings, we try to stick with putting a 0 in front of the numbering. So if you list them by alphabetically, you have the proper ordering of the intros, even if the official name doesn't have that. But here, like the file name has that to begin with, so it's fine. Probably shouldn't have high-cased intro. So, okay, this one is done. And also, one of the things that I could do at this point, if I was feeling bored with doing the group thing, is just run the production, take a screenshot of the production, add the screenshot, and add the credits as well. In the beginning, I was starting to do that, but then my aim became to reach poet parity faster than actually having all credits inserted. So you need to go by objectives. So my first objective right now is to reach poet parity, and after I reach poet parity, then I can worry about screenshots and credits that are missing and stuff like that. HF Gothic intro. Do we have any hits on Gothic? No. The Bloody remix. Do we have any hits on Bloody? Nothing listed, so should be just adding. Let's take a look at the CSTB. Looks legit. So adding the credits, I'm gonna do one just so you can see the process if you're curious about that. So I usually take this window to my secondary screen, which is not cool for you because you don't see what I'm doing, but it's cool for me. And then I click on credits and just start typing. And usually if the person is already inside the group, it's easy to know which one is which. Freedom doesn't seem to be part of Okuto Force. He's part of Magic Cap, apparently, and he's from Italy, so I'm looking for an Italy flag here, which doesn't exist. So it's possible that he doesn't exist at all in the database, or it can be one of these two people that don't have any flags associated with them. So what I'm going to do is open another Demozoo tab. Shit. Search for freedom and check both of those that don't have any type scener. So I only want people. And Italian freedom. Also, sometimes people moved around and are no longer. This one was part of Okuto Force, or was part of the music for exploring new worlds. So let's take a look, which is not listed here, but I can quickly check on CSTB. Okuto Force. And there is an Okuto Force, there is a freedom from Okuto Force officially listed on CSTB, and it's the same from Magic Cap. So it just doesn't exist on, well, it's this one apparently. It's just the membership is not assigned to him. So I will add him to Okuto Force. Hokuto, no, Hakuto. Okay. Auto detected. Current member, sure. It's debatable how you define if he's still active or not. Sometimes we just follow what's on CSTB because CSTB has a more tight ship on that. People update it more often. Magic Cap also doesn't seem to exist at all, which is a group. So we have a new group on the database, which is cool. And I'm going to say that he's from Italy. And I'm going to add his CSTB ID. So we have a little bit more information about it. Now I'm going to add information from Magic App while I'm here, which was a game development group. So that's why it's not on the database yet. Usually we only have demo scene groups. CSDB is a bit more broad, and they also have some games. As long as they have people remotely related to the demo scene, they keep track of that on CSDB. On demos, we don't really care that much about games, so it's more focused on the demos that people made. But if people add the games, it won't get deleted just because it's a game. So it's fine. Anyways, Magic App is up to date. And now let's go back to here. And now Freedom should show up on the list automatically. Yep. And it is the same Freedom we just confirmed a little while ago. We can look to the thing. So Freedom only did coach. That's fine. And then we have Kaizen, which is also automatically detected that she's a member of Akuto Force. Oh, Freedom also did the music. I didn't see that. So we're gonna add a field for music as well. Demon Design did graphics. Hermit. A random Hermit of Samar Productions and Sid Rip Alliance and Singular, so it's probably Hungarian. Yep, so it's probably this guy. Other. And Soki, which also seems Hungarian. So the only one on the database, so that was automatically assigned. Okay, now the credits are done. If you want to complete stuff, you can also run the intro and close the previous device. Take the screenshot, which is Shift-Alt-R to record the screenshot. Welcome, this is the new HF Gothic intro. I take a screenshot of this. I put it on download so it's easier to find. And we're done. Downloads, here it is. Okay, so this is sort of a more proper way to add a production to Demozoo. When it's Menace adding, he also usually adds the music and stuff like that. I'm not so versed in doing that. I usually don't do it, so I leave it for someone else to eventually fix it when they are looking for the SID. But yeah, let's keep going because there's still a lot of Akuto stuff left. Petsky intro. Loading screen, Petsky intro, so many Petsky intros. Let's see if any of these is the same, because more often than not there are also duplicates on Poet of the same intros. People added it on slightly different names without checking, so you usually have to go double check on the CSDB page if it's actually different or not, and this one seems to be actually different. Okay. Creation, and this one was released outside of anything. Actually, 17th of June. This is a very recent one. So I'm gonna add this one. What else? ONS, probably Onslaught. What about searching for co-op? Nothing, okay. So I'm gonna just add this one. Yep, I'll go to an Onslaught automatically. One thing that I do as well is not only get the information from Poet, but also the user script also checks CSDB directly for information and replaces the information here, because CSDB is more, if it exists some information on CSDB, it replaces the information that it got from Poet, because usually the information from CSDB is more reliable than information from Poet when pertaining to Commodore 64 information. Like the full list of groups, for example, is usually more correct. The date is also usually more correct and stuff like that. So these are the two fields that I get from CSDB. Automatically to fill out this submission, so it's faster to add the productions. There are some people who are named Onslaught, so I have to select the correct one, and it's done. Actually, I wanted to check something else, which is if the name is, yeah, it's slightly different on CSDB. I'm going to fix that because I prefer to have the CSDB name. It will be more likely that people will search it like that. So yeah. Okuto Force at Night intro. Let's take a look at this one. Also, Cracktor released a couple of months ago by Didi and Okuto Force. Video Laxity. Okube doesn't seem to have any matching here, so I can just add it. Immunity. No eyes here either. Just add it. Also, this script that does this pages was made by Gasman, and it automatically matches anything that has the exact same name. So usually when you're trying to match things here, only if it's like a pound sign on one and a V sign on the other one or something weird like that, slightly different names, is when you actually have to manually match them. Everything else gets automatically matched up. As long as it's from the same group with exactly the same name on both databases, it will automatically add the Puet link, which is good. If people are going through Demozoo database and adding stuff to Puet, the script on next Wednesday will automatically add the link to the Puet page, as long as they keep the name proper or exact as it is. No Indiana Jones either, so I'm going to add that as well. Check if the name is +9D. Instead of docs, they just say D. D stands for docs, the documentations of the game. I'm going to change that just so it's coherent with CSDB. Into the blue, I can also just add it. There's no eyes at all, so add this. No jump either. It's a game. For VIC-20 probably, since it didn't automatically detect. Yeah, VIC-20 game. Any information about it? December 12th, 2020. Can add the binary date to it. Where's VIC-20? Here it is. Killer bees. Nope. Can just add it. Digital Monastery. No clue who they are. Let's take a look. Oh, it's a CC4 group. And it's another thing that I often check is like if it doesn't have any external links, I try to add them automatically. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go into Killer Bees, check the CSDB from here, get into Digital Monastery and put this CSDB link here. I could also add some members if I was feeling like it, especially since some of them are actually active. That might make some sense, but they mostly just do games. So, we'll leave it for someone else. Okuto Force Game Developing Division. Oh, okay. So they are intrinsically related to Okuto Force. I wonder if it's considered a subgroup or not. I'm not gonna go into it right now. Lala. Several versions of Lala Prologue. Is there any version of Lala Prologue in the database? Nope. So let's add them all. Lala Prologue, the game. Lala Prologue for the Commodore Plus 4. And I should remove this because we don't use this standard in in Demozoo, like putting extra information about the platform inside parentheses. The platform is already listed here. We don't really need to distinguish it. And whatever listing you have of the name, it will always include the platform that it pertains to, unlike on Puet, so it doesn't really matter much. On Puet, usually you have the icon, but at some point in time, there was the tradition to distinguish both releases with added information like that. The deluxe version of Lala Prologue, with all the things you always wanted to have, including 4 trainers, a title pick, and documentation. Wow. Amazing. Made by the same people who did the original. So they did a game, and then they cracked the game and extended the game and trained the game beyond. I wonder if it was the same people who trained, or they actually asked someone else to do it. Last Ninja, there are a lot of Last Ninjas. On the Commodore 64 was a very popular game, and there are a lot of demos using Last Ninja, music discs using things from Ninja, cracks of Last Ninja, so whenever you do Commodore 64 stuff, you're bound to run into Last Ninja. Wolf and Hokuto 4, a lot of wolves, hopefully only one. No group called Wolf. So I guess it's an individual, so we need to check who it is. This guy did the code. He's from Italy and part of Wolf Team. A wolf from Italy. Wolf of Hokuto Force. Here it is. Oh, it's this guy. I don't get. If Wolf is from Hokuto Force, why do they have it credited as Wolf plus Hokuto Force? Maybe it was released before he joined Hokuto Force? He joined in 2018, and this intro was released in 2017. That is correct. Okay. I'm curious if Wolf has all the information pertaining to him, Wolf Team, and Hokuto Force. Yes, he does. Okay. Good. So we're done with this. Oof, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Out of ink. We have any O's here? Just offline player. That's not it. 16K game. I'll take it. Rastan with stuff. I want a proper name for this, so I'm going to check the CSTB thing. The proper name. I mean, both of them are explicit, but Hokuto Force is slightly more cryptic, but this is the standard that we usually have. The plus means that it has been trained. The number usually pertains to the number of things that you are training available. So you can sometimes re-release the same game with several different options, and you see like a version is +3 and the other one's like +7. So the +7 has more options in it. The D stands for the documentation being available. The rest of the stuff, I'm not sure anymore. But it stands for something. I know that it does. Raster bars blending. That's a very generic name. Or release that Flash Party. So this is the interesting part. If I go to Flash Party 2023, since this is the 2023 edition, there probably is already mention of that release. So it's Raster bars. It was just released at Flash Party. It didn't participate on any competition, so that's probably why it's missing. Yeah, no random release. Let's search for Hokuto Force anyways. Raster bars blending with Plasma Addiction. But then if it's 7th place at the alternative intro, why isn't it listed like that? Do you have a duplicate? Oh, it's another version. Ah. So this one with the Plasma Addiction got released at the mixed demo competition, and this one was just released outside of competition. So it's like a variant of that effect, but also released at the same party. That makes some sense. Let's add it. And also add it to the party itself. Where did I have here? So if you go to releases, you can add the release here, and it's called raster bars blending. By Okuto Force, yes. Okay, and now we have things a little bit more complete. Usually what happens on parties that people added the results, but they didn't add productions released outside of the competitions. That happens a lot with, especially with older parties where there were a lot of things released outside competitions. Sometimes it's not the full list, or there's only the Amiga stuff that was released and not the Commodore 64 stuff that was released, and you still need to add them. Sometimes people add them to the competitions without placing instead of putting it on releases, so it's a bit of a mess. But we've been slowly cleaning it up to make it more standardized. Anyways, this is done, this is not done, this is done. Okay, Robots Rumble. Do we have any R's? Oh no. Oh no, we already had it. No, we already had it. But it wasn't assigned to the party, that's why I couldn't find it. And there was a typo there. Bledding, not blending. So that's why we couldn't find it. Usually what I would do here is I would delete my version, the most recent one, and keep the old one instead and update the old one. But since the name is wrong and it's missing some other stuff, I'm gonna delete the old one instead. Sorry, Tianian, for removing some credits from you, but this is a duplicate. Because usually when it's already in the database, some people might be linking to it already, so you should avoid deleting old links when you notice a duplicate. You should always go for the first one listed. But I just broke that rule, so it's not cut in stone. It depends a lot. If it feels like it's mostly been abandoned, like not really been used, like not complete. If it had like proper credits, proper name, link to the party, stuff like that, I would keep it. But this one, like, it didn't even have credits listed on it. And it only had a screenshot because it had a YouTube link, but the YouTube link I also added by default, so it's fine. I think, I hope. What else? Spikes. Do we have any spikes here? Nope. Spikes for the Commodore 64 plus 4. Commodore 16 plus 4. And same version for the Atari. For the VIC-20. Oh my god. Tenebra Macabre, another game that they did. Ended up adding most of the Digital Monastery stuff anyways, because it's also listed as co-being from Okuto Force. Another thing that I could also do is when it's a Commodore 16 plus 4, there's usually a link at plus 4 world. So I could also go there and add the link here, but I don't have like user scripts to search that quickly. Like you can see some links here, like for example this magnifying lens searches for the file directly on scene.org, so I know that. This little TV searches for the file name on YouTube, so I can find the YouTube link faster. The demon head is going to the admin page, so I could add a few more links here, especially when I detect a certain platform, to search for the name of the production on that specific platform. So for example, if it's Amiga, I can search on the Castro Janeway. If it's Commodore 64, I can search on CSTB, and if it's on plus 4, I can search on plus 4 world and automatically try to get lucky and find it. So it's like less clicks to open a new thing, go to the browser, to go to the correct address and find it. So small usability things like that help a lot speed up the process of ingesting the information. So I will eventually do that, do those scripts, but I haven't bothered just yet. I have a few things listed that I want to take care of for Demozoo eventually. Some of them editing directly inside some editing directly inside the code base, so it's available for everyone, and other stuff just on the user script, so it's only available for maintainers that install that stuff and actually want to use that extra functionality that might not be very useful for common users. Anyways, Hokuto Force seems to be done. Take a quick look at the page, see how it looks. Bomb Chase doesn't have a date. Do we have a date for it here? No, we don't. That explains why it doesn't have a date there as well. That's a shame. So yeah. Just quickly looking if there's any duplicates at all. Pulling over sleepy, no offense, on a road trip to buy 2 new oscilloscopes, believe it or not. You need more oscilloscopes at this point in time. Mixed color. No duplicates in sight, so we seem to be good. Usually it's easier to see duplicates on this list because they will have the same date, so they will be close to each other. So that's why I usually do this final check through this page. A lot of stuff missing, screenshots. And again, if you want to help Demozoo, Robots Rumble and Robots Rumble says here VIC20 and +4, so it's easily distinguishable. I think we're good. Yep, I think Hokuto Force is done. Just needs people adding the screenshots to stuff. And the problem with these old, extremely active groups, the number of entries that you have to add. You can just spend so much time just double checking if everything is listed or not. So yeah, this one is done. So yay, one more done for now. Bought 2 Tektronix and a Gold Stad, both in excellent shape, 15 euros each. 400 miles round trip though. You spent all the money on gasoline to get there. Yeah, but that looks good. I never actually owned an oscilloscope, believe it or not. I do have some soldering stuff, but I never got an oscilloscope. It's something that eventually, if I ever manage to get a location for Inertia, Associação Inertia to host the Demoscene Museum that I've been dreaming of doing. If I find a location for that, that would be something that I would like to have. There is some oscilloscopes available, some old analog ones and some digital ones as well. Not just for running your demos, but also for debugging some electronic stuff, like to use the space as makerspace soldering location that people can go to and repair their stuff for free. So it would be cool to have some available. But that will come when we finally get the place. We will then do a roundup asking people if they have things that they want to discard that we might take in. But first I need to find a place. Anyways, Hokuto Force is done. Hotline will take a while to do. I don't feel like doing it now. There are a couple of other things that I wanted to mention on the stream. Is that I also did a search to looking for missing IDs. So what I did was I extracted all of the database from Demozoo, which is available for anyone. I added it on Postgres and I did some queries looking for releasers, either seniors or groups. Demozoo doesn't really make a strong distinction between them, that don't have external link to CSDB, but have a Commodore 64 production listed. So it's missing that link from there. And my main idea when I was thinking of this was actually doing it for Puet. Like, to make sure that I have Puet parity, I need to make sure that all of the groups with productions that are linked on Puet also have an external link on the group itself, pointing to Puet for the script to synchronize stuff to be working on them. So while thinking of that idea, I actually implemented it first for Commodore 64, and I got like over 1,000 hits on that of people that are missing links. And I also did a slight variant version for Janeway Kestra. I also got over 1,000 pages for that as well. And I was so tired after doing those two that I actually didn't do the Poet one. That was the original idea that I wanted to do. So I'm actually missing that. And the idea is that eventually those queries will be listed as a maintenance page as well, so people can come here and check. Also, something interesting things that I found through there is that some sceners exist on Demozoo, but they don't exist on Commodore 64 on a CSDB database, because they can be part of very specific competitions that are recent, and no one has bothered adding those competition results to CSDB yet. So like, for example, the VCC, I'm going to show you real quick. So Vintage Corinthia Christmas Challenge, they always have like hundreds of releases for all sorts of different categories. A lot of them are for Commodore 64, and a lot of them are not really demo sceners. So if you go to the CSDB page of stuff, here we have everything linked here. We don't even have a CSDB page for the 2022 challenge. Wow. But we do have for 2023. So if you check the results here, you have 4 entries. And there were like over 300 released at the party. And a lot of them are for the Commodore 64, just no one bothered adding them yet, because you have to double check if the name is correct with someone else, and you have to create a new one if it's not. And it's just work, and people don't want to do work for over 300 productions for a competition. So either Logiker eventually will do it, or someone who is interested in that will do it. Because intros are not very interesting. It's just recreating that thing with a very small file size. It was a size coding challenge after all. So yeah, some things like that. I found a lot of people that didn't have a link yet on Demozoo. Anyways, but this one seems to be Mwambi, so I'm going to take a look at weather balloons. Also doesn't exist, so what I do now is that I go to CSDB and I search for weather balloons, and I find the image. Which does exist, and now I will add both of these. External link here, and then go to Mwambi, and also add the link to Mwambi. Only 2 releases from Belgium. I can also add that he's Belgium based. Not group, with that external link. There's no group information about him. There's also the Dragon Hunter, which doesn't seem to be... Was it released at any party at all? Nope. Can add this. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Ugh, one of the annoying things that this script that I have automatically fills out information, but then if it's a graphics, I need to add the information all over again. So that's on my fault, because when I'm doing the user script for here, I should check the type that it is, and if it's graphics, I should automatically be filling out the graphics form and not the production form. Why are they even making a distinction? I don't know. I guess at some point in time it made sense. Well, originally it made sense to have the distinguishment, and they just left it like that. But a production is a production. It shouldn't matter if it's music or whatever. But if you choose the different kind of production, music and graphics as different subcategories here. And for you to fix this after you add it, it's a bit of annoying. You need to go through the... you don't have like a single easy way to do it inside the standard Demozoo UI. You have to go to the administrator side of things to do it. And search for the stuff again and things like that, which is annoying. Actually, that's is why I added this little thing here. So I can just click here and it automatically takes me to the correct page of the guy, and I can change the stuff here directly from graphics to production. That was the main reason why I had the damn administrator icon added here, because I kept finding myself going to the admin, searching for the same thing that I was exactly doing, why they do share like the ID of the production, and I could just shortcut there directly. And it can be useful, especially when you're like editing a party competition that lists everything of a certain wrong type, and you need to go by one and put it on the correct type. That's when this comes in handy to speed up the process a little bit. Anyways, Mwambi should now have 2 productions. Why don't I have the conduit link to run? Oh, it doesn't detect PRGs. Wow. Does it detect PRGs through here? Interesting. Save this. This is kind of stupid that I don't just save this and use this. But the guidelines on Demozoo say that we should avoid taking the screenshots from other websites, because someone might be upset and ask to delete and start a soap opera. So we should respect the copyright of people who grab the screenshots and just grab some ourselves. It is crowdsourced, so anyone can add a screenshot at the Demozoo, but you should not be grabbing them from other websites. You should be grabbing yourselves originally. Anyways, one more number from the list. I only have 1,109 to go. Dr. Masterpiece is the next one here. Did this Philly Shave demo with a very good name. And Dr. Pissmaster, here we go. Add external link. And we're done with Dr. Pissmaster. Or Dr. Masterpiece. Then we have Glitter. Tracked music for the Commodore 64. How can you do tracked music for Commodore 64? All music in Commodore 64 is SID. Even the trackers export as a playing SID, don't they? It is .SID, so I don't know why they named it tracked music, but I don't care. Anyways, let's go to Commodore 64, search for this, see if we can find it. Nope. Glitter, you don't exist. Or well, that music doesn't exist. Maybe he exists. Oh, Timo Kleeman. But there's no CSDB entry for the person. So he exists, but he doesn't have a Commodore 64 profile, because he never did any demo apparently. And they make that small distinguishment between the music person and demo sceners for reasons. Anyways, the big fellow. The big fellow from Germany. Said something about Octagon there. Ex-member of Octagon. I can add that as well. Most CSDB groups are added already. Only when it's like a very small group with very few releases. Sometimes it's not listed yet. Looking for the German Octagon, so this one. Okay. Database is slightly a bit more complete. Next up, Cogitari Computing. Games. Sometimes games are not on CSDB. Let's take a look. this one, I think only the cracked version. Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. Sometimes the original game exists and the cracked for that game exist. On this case, CSTB only has the cracked versions of the game, but the game actually participated on the game coding competition, 64 4K game code, which is weird that doesn't exist on CSTB. It should, but it's probably not complete because of the same reasons like people never added the VCC stuff. There's some holes missing here, and the one that I'm looking in particular was 16th place. Does it exist? No, it doesn't. So see, it's missing from here. That's why we don't have a CSTB thing. And now I could actually, since I have a CSTB access now, I could actually add the game now, but I will also have to add the group called Cogitari Computing, which I guess I will do. Why not? Why not? We are here. There's nothing good on TV. How do I add a release here directly? Remove and edit. How do you add new release? Add new release here. I guess it should be this one. Then I search for the release. So if the release doesn't exist, I can't add it. Mini Danmaku. Oh, and it doesn't have a download. That's probably also one of the reasons why it doesn't exist on CSTB. I want to go to the event page and see if on the event page there's a download for that. If there's a download for that, I can download it and then upload it to what's it called? Danmaku? No download link. That's how they get you. No download link. I wonder if it's included on these or not. Probably is. Wonder what's the difference between one and the other one. I guess I should get the fat one. Take a look at the zip. Plastic back. Submissions. What were we looking for? Mini Danmaku Cogitaro. Here it is. Version or version 2? What's the difference? Who knows? One thing that I can do though is add this link on Demozoo. Oh, come on. Thank you, modern internet. That is so useful. Don't you have like a zip file? Come on, there has to be a zip file for this. I just don't know how to access it. Want information. So Cloudflare storage, so it can change. It's not reliable. Well, that's stupid. What I want to do is download the whole pack and upload it to scene.org, and that's it. Or I could repackage the game itself. But I would still need to upload it somewhere. And if the owner didn't bother uploading it somewhere, and it is a game and not a demo, so I don't think I care. So yeah, I guess it will be left as it is with just a README file. And I guess I'm not adding it to CSDB either. Although on CSDB I could just add, I think, the local file, and it gets uploaded to the system itself. So I could technically add like the v2 of it and add it. So I guess I can do that. And I hope it's not illegal because it's a relatively new game, but it's a freeware game, so you should be allowed to distribute it, right? Where the hell did I download the stuff? Probably into downloads. Downloads, Craptastic. Back to everything. Submissions. Mini and Mako. And we have v2 PRG. Let's run it, see if it works. Generating patterns. I can also take a screenshot while I'm here. Come on. For some reason, Commodore 64 is slow generating stuff. There we go. Save the screenshot on downloads, I guess. Although they also had like their own screenshot available here, PNG file. Yeah, it's neither of these. The other ones are like the cracks for this game, or the trained versions of the game, which is still useful, but not what we are looking for. What was it called? Oh my god, what was the name of the thing? Commodore 64 crap games? C64 crap game compo? Was this it? C64 4K game coding competition 2024. And what's the name on CSDB database? It's called 2020. 2020. This one apparently. Achievement. I guess it's this. Let's double check. C64 4K game, and it was 16th place, wasn't it? 16th. What am I doing? Okay, wrong place. 16th. 2020. Date was it in 2020? 30th of June 2020. 30th of June 2020. Put ID, Demozoo ID. We do have a Demozoo ID. They don't show anywhere on the page, but they do have it internally, which is interesting. It's not PBS graphics. 64 4K game. Upload screenshot. I have one. Oh, come on. Go fuck yourself. 16, blah, blah, blah. Where's the link to the fucking thing? Upload file. Here we go. Downloads. Fantastic. Fantastic. So imagine doing this for all of the games that were released. So yeah. Okay, let's check if it exists now. 16th place. Yay! Now I'm missing the group. What were they called? Kojitari Computing. Yes, this one. Kojitari Computing. Do they exist? Nope. I don't know. I don't care. Someone can edit that later. I don't care about this. I don't care about this. I don't care about this. And now I'm lost. Not this one. The other. I have to edit the thing again, which I probably deleted a while there. So it's this one. Edit to add a group. This. Okay, so Kojitare something something. Yes, add group. Yay! Yay! We have an entry. We have an entry. Amazing, mind-blowing, spectacular. And the good point of this is that as well, since the PRG is listed here, we also have the download link available. So I guess that's good. So we can add them here as well. So it's directly playable. Although I don't think many people come to Demozoo to play games or to check games. But anyways. So I did CSTB a little bit favor while cleaning stuff up. I'm gonna do a couple more. Laser Boy. Check if there's anything happening on the chat, which has been hidden away by stuff. Hello from Canada. Hello, don't eat the squid. Welcome, welcome. Hello, randomly got recommended this stream. Well, hope you enjoyed the stream, Martish12. I'm editing some stuff on demos, so if you don't know. Hey, Peter Stems, how you doing? Welcome to the unchanged for 20 years CSDB interface. Yeah, it does have a few little quirky little things that you need to get a bit used to. It does have all the functionality though, and in some aspects it has a lot more information, accurate information than CSDB, than Demozoo does, which is cool. So I'm looking for a Laser Boy. Laser Boy is here. Fuck. Found it. Let's go back to him, and now we can add external link. Yay! What about Laser Boy and Hot Multimedia? Does it have a link? Yes, they do. It was just Laser Boy missing. So next up we have McConnor from Wake Up Neo. McConnor exists. Single entry from Hungary. It already has that. No group affiliation known. So this is done. What else? VGT. From Symphony 2005. So CSTB. Symphony 2005. Graphics by VGT. Vegeta. So VGT is actually a pseudonym for Vegeta. And Vegeta is likely already in the database. So the question right now remains, is this a duplicate or is Vegeta a duplicate? Let's try to figure that out and clean that up. Only one for us, that's good. How about Vegeta? How many Vegetas do we have? We have very busy Vegeta, and this Vegeta is from Clockard, Draco, and Tropics, and also had tons of other names. I think it's this one. Yep, it's this Vegeta. So yeah, so VGT is a pseudonym for this guy. So what I'm gonna do is go to Vegeta, add other spellings, VGT, submit. Go to this one, edit the name, change this VGT to the other VGT. Fuck, and the database is fixed. I also should delete the previous one because it's no longer used for anything. So, yep. I removed the duplicate because that's how we roll, motherfucker. Next up, we have Primek. Yeah, I noticed it was. I don't know why YouTube says. Well, if you were on Twitch, you would probably be listing, and I'm also streaming on Twitch. That's why I said Twitch. You would probably be listing Chips and Bricks instead. But I recognized the name. I knew that it was you. But that's the name it says. Actually, I think after a while on YouTube, if you reach enough followers, subscribers, whatever, you can change the name to have to support nicknames as well. So you can change stuff eventually, but I think you need a certain number of people before it allows you to do that. Primek. Here is Primek. Bam is also in Boom, Lab CD, and Obsession. Boom, Lab CD, and Obsession. So that is correct. Was just missing the CSTB link. Okay, and Primek is now done. Yay! Up to Mannerheim Group. Mannerheim Group. Where are you? Here I am. Now with a CSTB URL. Then we have Sander Alsema. Quite a few games. Oh, this one. No link. What about this one? No link. What about one of the other ones? No link. Everything is from Nonam. None of them have CSTB links. So I have to try to find this, see if this exists. The Nonam that was called... Not No Name, it's Nonam. Basic 10-liner contest. I can also just click here and check if there's a CSTB link here. Doesn't seem to exist. Not only marvelous Atari machinery. Let's search for that. Oh, 2015. I would prefer to have 2019 version. Only 2015 and 2016, so it's missing a whole bunch of different versions that do have Commodore 64 things released there. So yeah, cool to see some playdate scene content recently. Yeah, there were a few demos released recently, and also I don't know if you checked my report. I also added Migos version of the playdate. He did a version of Sneak. For the playdate a couple of years ago already, actually. So when it was still a bit beta. So now we have 3 demos for the playdate listed. Hopefully more coming soon. Do I want to be adding Nonam? I don't think I care because it's a... I don't think I care. Someone should care. Someone should do it, but it's not gonna be me. So I'm gonna skip. This person. What was his name? Sander Alsema. I'm gonna skip it because it doesn't exist on CSTB, and none of their Commodore 64 games are listed on CSTB yet. Sadly enough. Actually, I didn't search for his name. Maybe he exists. on CSTB. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. Nope, doesn't exist. Let's just continue. And eventually someone will care when this list is more available and shorter. Sold intros doesn't have a link. This one also doesn't have a link. Let's just search for the Hexagon Pirates. Hexagon Pirates does have a link. Is it the same though? It is. Stainless steel and sold intros. Hexagon Pirates 1771. So it's actually a slightly different name. Interesting. And their CSTB link is this one. And I guess we can also add the link to the different releases while we're here. Stainless 2. Like someone added the download link, but they didn't bother adding the CSTB link. DM is former Yugoslavian demo scener. He's active on Commodore 64 and also does DOS stuff as well. So that explains why he knows about Hexagon Pirates, who are Yugoslavian group, as you can see listed here. Let's take a look at sold intros as well. Not this. Sold intros. Some people like to add stuff on Demozoo, but they aren't fully used to the different kind of stuff that you can add, like all the credits and stuff like that. So they don't do proper credits. Like this one, for example, it's missing some stuff. It has Mr. Pro and Chizcat, and maybe like CSTB didn't know full credits back then, and now someone ran the SID detector on stuff and they managed to recognize the original music. So I'm gonna add those as well. Just like the classical names. I have typed these names so much, adding random intros from the 80s to Demozoo. And Chizcat code and graphics. So yeah, now the credits are a little bit more complete for these. So the Hexagon Pirates is done. I could add the members as well. This we're here, which is Codex, Mr. Pro, and Chizcat. Codex from Yugoslavia. And because there was a Codex already here, wasn't there? No, it was Mr. Pro, okay. What about on the other intro? Nothing. Okay, so Codex not listed anywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna add a new Codex, and there are quite a few of them, so let's make sure there's no Yugoslavian one. My main concern is here, like it could have been a person that lived in Yugoslavia and then migrated somewhere else and joined other groups in Amiga. I'm gonna venture that it's a new person called Codex. I think you can still type. Oh, come on. Well, that's unfortunate because I don't know what part of Yugoslavia he is in now. So I guess no information for you. What? Why does this say release? What release? Something wrong here. Seen there, not release. How the hell did I manage to... I think I copy pasted some stuff to the wrong place. Okay, anyways, other members from this is Mr. Pro, And Mr. Pro, I think, does exist. Yep. Then I guess it's the next member. Ah, Mr. Pro is DM, so that's why he knew this stuff. Okay. Just cat, and it's another of the critiques that we often get at at Demozoo, is that we can't like say that from all the names that this person has, we can't say which one he used in each group, and it is valuable information to have, and something that I hope someone will eventually add, someone being Gasman, refine that detail so we can say that, okay, this is DM from Iskate, DM from Victory, DM from Delta Machine, but Mr. Pro of the Hexagon Pirates. So then when you see Hexagon Pirates, you see here Mr. Pro and not DM. Or and Janeway Kestra, what they actually do is like they have the name that he's used and the AKA that is more that his is current name, and that's also really good way to do things as well. Like it would say here Mr. Pro, and then in parentheses aka DM of whatever other group he's currently active on. Anyways, this one is done. Let's done a couple more before calling it at night. Demon from Unction. Oof. Okay, what about the music? Demon, demon, here we go, demon. Come on. Demon from Unction, German, 3 entries, seems about right. Might be someone else that changed the name, but we don't have any information to identify him right now, so I will leave it as is. And let's take a look at one more person. Analog of Madness. We have a Stranger of Madness. The Stranger also known as Analog. Says Analog bugged. This is really weird. Let's run this and try to figure out. It's from Night Shift 2007. We can also open that on Demozoo. Might already be on the database. Still loading? What was the entry? Mixed competition number 5. There it is. Bugged cycle. Oh. Analog of Madness. So now the question is, and it's the only thing that it's doing, and it's a 256 bytes, so not much information. I guess we can check the disk if there's like any information there. What was this? Analog of Madness? Madness. Analog bugged. Nothing? I guess it's a PRG, so you won't have any information anyways, just directly a program. So, So the question is, why did Stranger, credit to him, it was Scout that added this. Why did they add credits to Stranger? Deleted Analog's name at CSTB because this intro isn't released by Analog, just by Madness. Analog is my Amiga and PC demo group since 1994. Okay, so Stranger belongs to Analog, but Analog wasn't active in Commodore 64, so we changed the name here, even though at the party it was released under Analog. So it's not Analog of Madness, it's released by Stranger actually, and that's it. Analog is actually a group and not a person. So this can be deleted completely. And the credits for bugged things will be changed to stranger. Analog and madness in vision. Like okay, so this is a fake name or fake error. Oh, delete it. Done with it. This one is correct. Has the proper CSDB. Stranger has the proper CSDB. Analog doesn't because they never released anything for Commodore 64 apart from that intro by mistake. So I think that's fine. Okay. Doesn't look like a real tuxedo. Yes, it does not. You are very accurate, Black Pawn. How are you doing? Long time haven't talked with you. You doing cool? Hope you're working on more productions and all that jazz. Jumalauta, the land of the brave. And has a Commodore 64 committee called Nepafarian, which I'm gonna bet no one bothered adding to CSDB just yet. Nope. What about Jumalauta itself? Jumalauta does exist. I am tempted to make sure that the 21 years Ultimate Farian Mega experience is properly credited on CSDB. But at the same time, I don't want to spend my time on it. Come on, why is the server slow? Okay, so now Jumalauta is credited. My job here is done. Really need to fix this thing, like the also known as spam. I submitted a proposition for changing this into something else, like only showing 2 or 3 and then having a button to show more, because this is a bit like, it's nonsense. It defeats the purpose of the page. So do I want to add the missing production? Production, was it anymore? Maybe it's already there. Nepafarian, May 2022. Nope, doesn't exist. Problem is, I would have to also create the party, and I don't feel like creating the party because it's work. Jumalauta 19 years, Jumalauta 18 years. Why didn't they create Jumalauta 21 years? We're waiting for a Jumalauta member to come here and create it. Add new event. Jumalauta 21. Search. Oh, it does exist. There are 3 Jumalauta 21s. What? I think they created like a winter experience and a few more. So, a couple of questions. One, why isn't this linked to Jumalauta? Because no one bothered to do so. And it should be. So is this the same one as I'm looking for? I think it's another one. Oh my god. Take a look at all the things. 21 years Ultimate Farian Mega Experience. That's one we want. And then there was the 21 years regular one, which is already linked. It's the 21 years Ultimate Farian Mega Experience that is currently missing CSDB linkage. So I'm curious how there were 3 and now it only shows up 1. Huh. Well, that's interesting. Create a new party here. And I want to search for the full name, which is not going to find. I'm going to create it. And it's going to be added. Information of when it took place. Let's put this on the other side. 13th to 14th of May. Of 2022, because it makes sense to have Jumalata 21 years in 2022. 2022. The address, I think you can't put it because it was in the sea. And it was a demo party because it had several demo competitions. Finland. Website. I think they reused the same site for the Sweet 16 for all the different parties. I don't think there's one for the 21. You could search the internet for that. Maybe it will find it. It's on Poet. Do you have a link on Poet or website for this? Nope. Just on Poet. Okay. So this is good enough. Create event. Bam. Organizing groups. Jumalauta. Mind blowing. And now I can finally add the production here. So was part of the demo competition. Releases. What was it called again? Nepafarian. This is not when you have reached a peak demo scene time waster thing. When you are busy spending some time, umlaut doesn't work. I don't care then. You're spending time adding Jumalauta productions to CSTB. That's when you have reached rock bottom. When you're knowing that you're doing real important work. Mixed demo, I guess. Release date. Why didn't they just assume that the date is the same as the party? They like people to click stuff. May 14th. And that's it. Demozoo ID. We do have a Demozoo ID for this. Like, no one bothered adding this to Poet either, apparently. So, yeah. That's how famous the release is. Download. Yeah, okay. Do you have to... download link. Where are you? Here I am. How do you do? Link. Boom. Bafarian. Jumalauta. I find it weird that you can't say the name of the... Oh, it's here. Okay. Bafarian. Jumalauta. I have done God's work today. I've added important information to CSDB to make sure that Demozoo is correct. To have more Farians listed. I was even putting the umlaut on the wrong place when I was adding. So good that CSDB doesn't take umlaut, because I was doing it wrong. And I think we have Finnish Farian, I think it's the name of the... Wasn't there a list just for Farian intros? Not Farian Maker. Farian Maker is the tool used. This one wasn't done with Farian Maker. I think there used to be a list for Farians, but I don't think I'm going to spend any more time on it than I have already done. So, fuck this shit. I'm done with this. You prefer Demozoo over Puet? Yes, for several reasons. The main one is that you can add proper credits on Demozoo, and it englobes all of the other platforms without missing stuff. So it has more accurate information on Amiga stuff, it has more accurate information on Atari stuff, more accurate information on Commodore 64 stuff. So yeah, I'm actively trying to bring Demozoo to what I call Puet parity. So anything that you would find usually on Puet, you would now find on Demozoo instead. Bonsai with a hit. I think there's a production. Yeah, this one is wrongly credited. They meant, yeah, they meant to add it to the other bonsai. So the cool thing about this list, also, you find bugs like this. Let's see who sucked at adding this. This looks like Menace style, like adding all this information. So he added all of this. Yeah, he added all of this and he chose the wrong name for the group. Oh, Menace, I love you, but that's so silly. You know, after a while, you click so many different things. When you're editing this, you click here to add that, you click here to add that, you click here to add that. Eventually, an error creeps in, either in the name or the group or the pack, the soundtrack. Eventually, something creeps in, and this is why this is a public site, so people can fix the stuff that they see is wrong, and we have it. It works more as a wiki than anything else. Rika also Gmage from Australia. Doesn't he have a CSDB? I don't see any Commodore stuff. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Malkovich Mega Demo. Lost, no binaries from syntax. We can poke some people to have it available. Let's see if it was lost, but meanwhile has been found. Nope, apparently it's really lost. Oh, interesting. But there's more stuff from Gmage. So what about this one? Don't tell me this one is also not on CSDB. It's also very weird. Sometimes CSDB is missing some stuff from Australia, which is, I would assume, would not be possible to happen because JazzCat is from there, and JazzCat like knows everyone. So why didn't JazzCat fill out the missing information for like the syntax parties, stuff like that? Syntax 2018. Let's search for that. It does exist. It does have mixed graphics, and we're looking for Windy 16th place. This one in particular is not listed. Why? 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 No one knows. It's clearly Commodore 64. All of them are Commodore 64. A lot of them are Commodore 64. Maybe a couple of them are not. Even this one looks Commodore 64. I don't know why it just says graphics. And people just haven't added the whole list. It just has holes. No one bothered. So yeah, it's a bit sad. Well, I can add them, I guess, but it feels a bit stupid that I'm the one doing the work when I'm not even a Commodore 64 senior. And more, it's like 18 graphics and you only have 13, so there are quite a few of them missing from this list. 64 Disco Biscuits, Foxy Lady, Sky City, Chicano Girl, Nature, which is by Doc. Not sure if this is... It looks Amiga, doesn't look Commodore 64. Nature.png, so I'm pretty sure it's not Commodore 64. So this one we can skip. Then we have Terraform, also on 5th place by Winkman and Citrix, which is already missing. I don't get it. Like sometimes you think, oh, CSTP is really complete, they have everything, but then you find these things like just gapping holes in the middle of stuff. Oh, how do I add this? So I add new release. I search for it so they know that it doesn't exist. Add it. I write the name again because it was too hard to pass it as an argument between the previous screen and this screen. No one bothered. No one thought that would be useful at some point in time. 664 graphics released at the party that I was just at, for fuck's sake. Syntax 2018. Part of the Commodore 64 graphics competition. Achievement. It's not Commodore 64, it's mixed graphics. Do they have a mixed graphics? Of course they don't. They do have mixed graphics. Oh, the compo is mixed graphics, okay. The release type is 64 graphics. That's correct. That's totally correct. So 5th place, shared with someone else. The date is the same date as the party. They could also get that automatically. But I guess they're too lazy to do that. November. So this is why people don't add stuff, because you are doing so many more clicks than you should be doing. And then the ID on Demozoo. Copy this. Create release. The download link is called Land 5. Take a look at it. It's just a PRG, so I guess I can just upload the PRG here. And yeah, I'm not even gonna do the one that I was set out to do. I'm just gonna do this one and call it a day because I'm already bored. Land 5, Land 5, Land 5. And it belongs to Wingman and Citrix. Both of them are people, right? I don't know if wingman is supposed to be on boom or not. There's a wingman here. My question is, and he only joined in 2023, and he's from Poland. It's maybe not the same wingman. The wingman that shows up in this one is a sysop out of the United States, so also doesn't seem likely. The wingman that's listed on Demozoo, I'm going to show you here, has only 2 entrances. And probably a different person, judging from this. Echo Run for the Assembly 2010. And then Terraform 64 in Australia. So people who usually release at Finland, sometimes more often than not, will not be releasing on Australia. It's too far away for them to attend. So either they moved there or it's a different wingman. My bet is that it's a different wingman, and I would have to ask Citrix who the hell this wingman is. My main question right now is actually, is it listed as wingman in the credits? Old School Graphics, Citrix, and wingman. Could mean anything. I'm just gonna credit Citrix for now because I don't want to deal with this anymore. Did I lose the screen where I was adding the stuff? Did it got added anyways? Okay, it got added, at least that. I'm just gonna add Citrix, and then I'm gonna ask Citrix about who is Wingman. Graphics. Credits. And it's not listed there. On top. You need to add twice. Release by Citrix and then credit Citrix. Huh? I said Citrix. What are you looking? What? There's no. Oh, okay. You know, there is a possibility to have a single search query and search both seniors and groups. It is possible, you know, there is that technology available nowadays. So you might want to consider doing that in the future. I would hope. Okay, this one is done. Gonna run it. Gonna take the screenshot. Gonna save it on CSTB. And then I'll ask Citrix about it later on. Who is this wingman person that you speak of? Screenshot, upload screenshot, choose file, downloads, screenshot, send file. Bam. Yay, we have a screenshot. Syntax. And for now, I'm going to set this wingman as another wingman, not the previous one. Because I'm pretty sure this wingman is not the same as the assembly one. I have no proof of it either way, but when in doubt, there's another wingman. I guess it's the Polish one that shows up on CSTB, more than likely. I'm going to create a new wingman and that's it. So now if I search for wingmans on Demozoo, I have the one that I just created. I have an Amiga wingman. from 93. Okay. Echo Run, the one that did music for assembly. Actually, let's see if this is a zip file and has some more information in it. Our entry, new file. Yeah, that's pretty not very good information. Just new file. Maybe this new file has some text. Ah, fucking doesn't support FTP. Take a look. Well, at least he did some Mashi art. So yeah, probably different wingman. Then more wingmans that exist. This one is the United States one, and this one is the unknown one that's probably Australian, but who knows? Could also be the wingman from Boom. Before he joined Boom or something like that. I also find it weird that wingman from Boom is not listed anywhere on Demozoo. But that happens because we don't have full things complete. And he only joined 2023, so... He attended Moonshine Dragons, which is in Germany, isn't it? Or Poland. So, okay, I don't know. We'll leave it at this. Meanwhile, Gmaj didn't get a CSDB entry, but it should exist as a person on CSDB, no? Wow, doesn't exist as a person on CSDB. That's amazing. I think his group mate from... Is he on? Let's check. Let's just check. Gmaj. Other group is in. I'm gonna add them. Also known as Rika from Terminal. Active since a very long time. And I'm gonna guess that Terminal doesn't exist on CSDB. Yep, it doesn't. So I'm just gonna add a person called Gmaj, and that's it. How do I create one? Not browse. User page. Add scener. Gmaj. I don't care. Australia. That's all I care about. And he's a little bit of everything, I think. He codes, he does graphics. Mostly graphics, it seems. And also some music. Mostly graphics. Graphics, interact music. So... Graphition, I guess. Bam. Gmaj exists. Awesome. Was the production that was missing? Was from Syntax. I can close this. And looking back for Syntax 2018. There are multiple images by Gmaj on Syntax 2018. The one I'm looking for is the old school graphics entry called Planet Shark U? That wasn't the one. Windy Fruit City. Well, both of them are not listed. Ugh. Yeah, I'm too old for this shit. I don't feel like adding these, but feel like I have to. 5, 7. I walked with a zombie by Lobo. Why doesn't it say that it's by Lobo? I don't know, but it's by Lobo. Let's add that it's by Lobo at least. It says credits here, but it doesn't. Scarecrow, bring them all down. 10 and another 10th place is also by Commodore 64 is by Ivy, which I'm not gonna bother adding. Prison by Lobo of Onslaught, which is titled to Onslaught. They sometimes have this tendency to name the graphic releases to the group because reasons. Not entirely sure. I'm sure someone from CSTB will eventually complain to me that I added Lobo instead of Onslaught. But I mean, it was the person that made the image, not the group that made the image. So I don't know. I'm gonna add the 18th entry because it's by Gmag and Citrix. And I'm not gonna care about the other ones because I'm already getting brain dead just adding this stuff. And new release. So much more cumbersome to add to CSTB than it is to add on Demozoo. Just ridiculously. Which is good. I mean, someone learned something from this process, and when they were making a new website, they made it a lot more functional. 10th November 2018. Demozoo ID. Create a release. Now can add that it's by Gmag. And I can also add that it's by Citrix. And download links. I'm happy. It's missing the screenshot, but I don't care at this point. So yeah, managed to cut down the list a little bit more. So instead of having 1020 listing, we now have 1092. Huh? What? Instead of having 1009, 1109, we now have 1082. I cut down 92, yeah. So I cut down around 20 of them. Do one more if it's easy. The White House Incorporated. Yes, it's easy. Okay. I'll do this and then I'll call it quits because I'm already getting brain dead from too much database stuff. So thanks for watching the stream. If anyone has any final questions before I wrap things up, now it's the perfect opportunity to do so. Otherwise, I will see you again whenever I'm doing another live stream of stuff. I think I'm gonna try to do like a regular streams for this whenever I'm adding stuff on Demozoo to also stream it. Hey Prince Face, welcome to the stream. I was about to leave actually, but I remember you from the talk that we had for the Amiga stuff. So hope you're having a great day. But I'm already 2 hours in on doing database editing, and I'm tired of this. So call it a night. So yeah. Bye bye, everybody. Have a great day. See you next time. Take care.